Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hidden US Coins, the channel where rare American treasures come alive in front of your eyes. Today, you're not just watching another video, you're stepping into a world of mystery, fortune, and history that has been hidden inside your pocket change for decades. What if I told you that a small, ordinary-looking coin, the kind you might pass over without a second glance, could actually be worth more than a mansion, more than a luxury yacht, and could change your financial destiny overnight? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because in today's episode, we are uncovering 5 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels that have left collectors speechless at major auctions in the United States. Each one of these coins has its own story of birth, survival, and discovery. A story that blends American history with the thrill of treasure hunting. And by the end of this video, you'll realize that holding one of these coins in your hand is like holding a ticket to unimaginable wealth. So sit tight, because what I'm about to reveal is not rumor, it's not fiction, it's the absolute truth, backed by today's red-hot auction market. If you miss even 1 second, you might miss learning about the coin that could one day make you a fortune. First coin number 1. The year was 1963. The final days of an era before America would step into the turbulent mid-60s. The Jefferson Nickel, first introduced in 1938 to honor the great founding father Thomas Jefferson, had already become one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. But in Denver, under the shadows of the Rocky Mountains, a special batch of these nickels was struck. Coins that carried not just the familiar portrait of Jefferson, but something far more valuable, a destiny to become one of the most expensive nickels in today's market. This 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel was minted in a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the classic alloy that gave these coins their durable, silvery gray look. On the obverse side, we see the dignified face of Jefferson, staring to the left, his hair tied back in colonial fashion, his gaze reflecting wisdom and authority. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's home, etched in clean, bold lines. Yet despite its ordinary appearance, this very coin hides secrets that make it a true rarity. What sets the 1963 with D apart is not just its age or its design, but the striking quality, mint errors, and surviving condition that have elevated it into the realm of legendary collectibles. Some of these coins display unusual toning, subtle gray waves across the surface, giving them a mysterious and almost hypnotic beauty. Add to that the crisp Denver D mint mark tucked neatly to the right of Monticello, and you have a coin that serious collectors chase with passion. Now, let's talk rarity. Out of the millions minted, only a tiny fraction survived in fine and untouched condition. Time has not been kind to most nickels of this era. Circulated coins are scratched, worn, and dulled. But when a 1963 with D emerges with sharp details, flawless fields, and eye-catching luster, it instantly becomes a magnet for collectors worldwide. Demand is explosive, supply is nearly extinct, and that imbalance is what drives the price into astronomical territory. And here's where the suspense hits its peak. Today, in the modern auction market, this Jefferson nickel, in the condition we're describing, a coin with those breathtaking gray waves, the Denver mint mark, and preserved in fine beauty, has shocked everyone with its current market value of $251,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $251,000 for a single nickel. That's not pocket change, that's a life-changing treasure, a jackpot hiding in plain sight. And here's the truth. The value of this coin is not stuck, it's rising every single day. Collectors are paying more and more, the demand is intensifying, and experts believe this coin could soar even higher in the coming years. Owning this coin is like holding a treasure chest in your pocket, a fortune disguised as a simple 5-cent piece. So what's the secret for collectors? The tip here is to always inspect carefully. Don't just look at the date, examine the surfaces, the mint mark, and the overall condition. If you ever come across a 1963 YD Jefferson nickel with flawless features, hold on to it. Don't let it slip away. This coin isn't just rare, it's a once-in-a-lifetime find, a golden ticket to wealth and a crown jewel in any collection. In conclusion, the 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel is more than just a coin. It's history in your hand, treasure in your pocket, and fortune at your fingertips. And remember, here on Hidden US Coins, we bring you the truth, the excitement, and the faithful updates that no one else dares to reveal. Every day, new treasures are uncovered. And tomorrow, one of them might just be yours. Stay with me because the next coin we're about to reveal will make your heart race even faster. If you thought $251,000 for a nickel was shocking, what comes next will leave you speechless. Next coin, number 2. As we move deeper into today's journey of hidden treasures, we now step into the 1970s, a time of transformation in America. The Vietnam War, Woodstock's echo, and the Cultural Revolution were shaping a new identity for the nation. And in the middle of all this history, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco quietly struck a coin that would one day stun the numismatic world. I'm talking about the 1970 with S. Jefferson Nickel, a coin that looks simple yet hides a fortune beneath its silvery shine. Now, let's start with the basics. The Jefferson Nickel had already been in circulation for over 3 decades by 1970, carrying Thomas Jefferson's iconic profile on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse. But the S mint mark stamped on this coin tells us something special. It wasn't struck in Denver. It wasn't struck in Philadelphia. It was born in San Francisco, the mint known for producing coins of higher precision and lower mintages. That detail alone gives this coin a uniqueness that collectors chase relentlessly. The composition remained traditional, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Yet some of these coins emerged with a soft silver shade, a natural tone that only time and careful preservation could create. When you hold one of these nickels under the light, the glow is unlike any ordinary pocket change. It almost whispers of hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. But what makes this coin so incredibly valuable? It's not just the mint mark, and it's not just the date. It's the fact that so few of these coins survived in pristine condition. Think about it. Most nickels from 1970 were tossed around in circulation for years, scratched, worn, and forgotten. But when one appears today in fine, untouched beauty, with that silver-like sheen and a sharp San Francisco S, it becomes a prize that collectors will stop at nothing to acquire. The rarity is undeniable, and the demand is fierce. Auctions across the United States have proven again and again that the 1970 with S. Jefferson Nickel is a coin of legend. Collectors wait patiently, eyes locked on the bidding floor, because they know what's at stake. Owning this coin is not just about numismatics. It's about prestige, status, and holding a piece of history that very few will ever touch. And now comes the moment that makes this coin unforgettable. In today's hot auction market, a 1970 with S. Jefferson Nickel in the exact fine condition we're describing. Silver shade, clean surfaces, and that powerful S mint mark has been valued at a staggering $237,000. Yes, nearly $250,000 for a single 5-cent coin. This is not hype, this is not rumor, this is the truth backed by real collectors and real money-changing hands. And the truth doesn't stop there. The market value of this coin is climbing day by day. Experts are watching closely, and collectors are paying more and more. If you hold one of those coins today, you're not holding a nickel. You're holding a treasure chest in miniature. This is wealth that could transform your life, and its rise is far from over. The 1970 with S. Jefferson Nickel is an investment in history, a fortune in disguise, and proof that true treasures are often hiding in plain sight. Now, here's the tip for collectors. Always check the mint mark carefully. The S is the key to unlocking this fortune. Don't overlook the surfaces either. The silver tone and clean detail can make the difference between an ordinary nickel and a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. If you ever spot a 1970 nickel with that San Francisco S glowing proudly, never let it slip through your fingers. In conclusion, the 1970 with S. Jefferson Nickel is more than just a rare coin. It's a shining jewel from America's past, a treasure rising in value, and a masterpiece that commands respect on every auction floor. And here on Hidden U.S. Coins, we bring you these stories not as legends, but as faithful truths. These are real coins, real treasures, and real opportunities to change your destiny. Next coin number 3. Our journey now takes us back more than 80 years, into a period that shaped the very soul of America, the year 1941. The world was at the edge of chaos as World War II loomed, and the United States was about to be pulled into history's most defining conflict. Yet, in the middle of this turbulent era, the U.S. Mint quietly produced a Jefferson Nickel that today stands as one of the most valuable hidden treasures ever struck. This is the 1941 Jefferson Nickel without a mint. Mark a coin that appears ordinary to the untrained eye, but in reality it carries the weight of history, rarity, and staggering value. Let's start with the design. On the obverse, we see the noble profile of Thomas Jefferson, America's third president, statesman, and author of the Declaration of Independence. His image in 1941 reflected both strength and timeless dignity, a fitting symbol for a nation preparing to defend freedom. Flip the coin over, and there it is. Monticello, Jefferson's home, engraved in clean and symmetrical lines, a picture of stability during uncertain times. This particular 1941 nickel was minted in Philadelphia, and here's why that matters. Coins from Philadelphia at this time bore no mint mark. So when you look at this coin and see that clean reverse with no letter beneath Monticello, you're holding something special. It's not just a coin, it's a story, a relic of America's pre-war years, a witness to history. The composition was the classic 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, but the coin we're describing carries a gray shade that time itself painted upon its surface. Decades of careful preservation have given it an appearance unlike ordinary nickels, a subtle, almost silken tone that collectors find absolutely irresistible. Now, let's talk about rarity. Millions were minted in 1941, yes, but here's the catch. Survival in fine and untouched condition is almost unheard of. Most of these coins were heavily circulated during wartime, battered in pockets, and spent in markets where every cent mattered. A pristine 1941 without a mint mark is like finding a perfectly preserved artifact from a bygone age. So rare, so fragile, and so desired that collectors are willing to pay fortunes for it. And here's the breathtaking truth. In today's blazing hot auction market, this very coin, the 1941 Jefferson Nickel without mint mark in fine condition, glowing in its unique gray shade, has reached a jaw-dropping $272,000 in value. That's right, more than $250,000 for a 5-cent piece. This is not an exaggeration, not a dream. This is reality. This is treasure in its truest form. The value of this coin is not stagnant. It's climbing day after day. Collectors know that supply is disappearing, demand is rising, and history will only grow more precious with time. Owning this coin is like holding a fortune disguised as simplicity, a treasure chest reduced to the size of your palm. Believe me when I say, this coin has the power to change someone's life overnight. So what's the tip for collectors? Always check the reverse side carefully. No mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia, and if the condition is fine, with those soft gray tones and sharp features intact, then you may be staring at one of the rarest and most valuable nickels ever discovered. Never overlook the subtle details, because those very details could be the key to unimaginable wealth. In conclusion, the 1941 Jefferson Nickel without mint mark is not just a coin. It's a survivor from America's past, a witness to the dawn of World War II, and a treasure that commands respect, awe, and fortune in today's auction market. Here at Hidden US Coins, we bring you these faithful truths because treasures like this are out there, waiting to be found, waiting to be recognized, waiting to change someone's destiny. Next coin, number 4. As we continue this thrilling journey through America's hidden treasures, our spotlight now falls on one of the most talked about years in coin collecting history, 1964. It was a year of immense change, a turning point for U.S. coinage, and a year that gave birth to one of the most desirable Jefferson nickels ever struck. I'm talking about the 1964 Jefferson Nickel with the Denver D mint mark, a coin that has shaken the auction world and become a golden prize in the hands of collectors. Now, let's step into its history. By 1964, America was entering a new era. The nation was in the midst of cultural change, the civil rights movement was surging, and coinage itself was undergoing transformation. The mint struck billions of nickels in this year because of widespread coin shortages, but among that ocean of production, a tiny handful have survived in extraordinary condition, setting them apart from the rest. The obverse once again features the timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson, gazing to the left with that noble calm that collectors have cherished since 1938. The reverse shows Monticello, his home, standing firm and elegant. But what makes the 1964 with D so mesmerizing is not just its design, but its appearance and condition. Some rare survivors of this year exhibit an enchanting blend of gray and golden shades across their surfaces, a natural toning effect that has developed over decades. When you tilt the coin under light, it shimmers with an almost magical glow, a blend of steel and sunlight, history and beauty. Add to that the bold D mint mark tucked on the reverse side, signaling its origin from the Denver Mint, and you have a coin that's nothing short of breathtaking. But here's the secret. Even though millions were minted, finding a 1964 with D in fine, untouched condition with these stunning colorations is nearly impossible. Most have been battered by circulation, stripped of their beauty, and dulled by time. That's why, when one of these coins appears at auction in flawless preservation, collectors go absolutely wild. And here's the moment that leaves jaws dropping. The 1964 with D Jefferson Nickel, in the exact fine condition we're describing, with its gray and golden shade glowing like hidden treasure, has commanded a staggering $234,000 in today's red-hot market. Yes, nearly $250,000 for a 5-cent piece that might otherwise go unnoticed in your change. This is not fantasy, it's reality. Backed by serious collectors, real auction records, and undeniable demand. Even more exciting, the value of this coin is not locked in place. It's rising steadily, day by day. Collectors are desperate to secure the finest examples, and each year, fewer and fewer surface in such perfect beauty. Owning this coin is like having a golden key to wealth, a treasure chest disguised as a nickel, and a reminder that even the simplest objects can hold unimaginable fortune. So here's the tip for collectors. When you come across a 1964 Jefferson Nickel, pay attention to the mint mark and the coloration. The D is crucial. It tells you it was struck in Denver. And those shades of gray and golden luster? They're more than just beautiful. They're signs of rarity and preservation that could transform an ordinary coin into a fortune worth 6 figures. In conclusion, the 1964 with D Jefferson Nickel is a masterpiece of American coinage, a hidden gem of history, and a treasure that proves extraordinary value can lie in the smallest details. Here at Hidden US Coins, we bring you these faithful revelations, not rumors but truths, because every day another treasure like this surfaces and changes someone's destiny. And don't even think of leaving now, because the final coin in today's lineup is the one that will blow the roof off this treasure hunt. If you thought $234,000 for a nickel was incredible, next coin number 5. And now, we arrive at the final chapter of today's thrilling treasure hunt. We have journeyed through decades of American history, uncovering nickels that looked simple yet held fortunes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the coin I'm about to reveal now, the 1978 Jefferson Nickel without a mint mark, is one that has taken collectors by storm, shocking the market with its beauty, rarity, and staggering value. The year was 1978. America was shifting from the turbulence of the early 70s into a time of innovation, culture, and new beginnings. The Jefferson Nickel was already 40 years old, a trusted design carried in the pockets of millions of Americans. Yet hidden among the ordinary 1978 nickels lies a treasure so rare, so beautiful, that it has become a legend in its own right. Let's look at the design. The obverse carries the classic profile of Thomas Jefferson, his noble features etched with pride, a man whose ideas shaped the very foundation of the United States. On the reverse stands Monticello, his home, captured in perfect symmetry. But here's the secret. This particular nickel carries no mint mark. That means it was struck in Philadelphia, and unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, these no-mark nickels carry a uniqueness that collectors recognize instantly. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin stand out. The 1978 Jefferson Nickel we're describing isn't just any survivor. It boasts a stunning silver shine, a natural luster that has endured for nearly half a century. Most nickels from this year are dull, worn, and scarred by circulation. But when you find one preserved in fine condition, glowing with that silver brilliance, it's not just a coin anymore, it's a treasure waiting to be discovered. And here's the heart of the story: rarity. While millions of nickels were struck in 1978, only an extremely small handful remain in the kind of untouched perfection collectors demand. Survival rates are low, and competition is fierce. Every serious numismatist knows that when a high-grade, no-mint mark 1978 Jefferson Nickel appears, it won't stay on the market for long. It's instantly pursued, fought over, and ultimately sold for fortunes. Now comes the breathtaking truth. This very coin, in the fine condition we're describing, has commanded a staggering $226,000 in today's auction market. Yes, $226,000 for a nickel most people wouldn't think twice about. This isn't rumor, this isn't fiction, this is treasure in its purest form, a piece of history that has become a fortune in disguise. And here's what makes it even more exciting. The price is not standing still. The value of the 1978 Jefferson Nickel without mint mark is climbing day after day as demand increases and supply shrinks. Collectors know its worth, and experts agree this coin's market trajectory is only heading upward. Holding one is like holding a golden key to wealth, a fortune compressed into a 5-cent piece. So here's the tip for collectors. Check every 1978 Jefferson Nickel carefully. Look for the absence of a mint mark, study the surface, and pay close attention to that silver shine. If you ever spot one that glows with that timeless brilliance, preserved in fine condition, then congratulations, you may be holding a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Never underestimate the value hidden in the smallest details. In conclusion, the 1978 Jefferson Nickel without mint mark is more than just a rare coin. It's proof that history, beauty, and wealth can all be captured in the palm of your hand. Here at Hidden US Coins, we bring you these faithful stories every day, truthful, trustful, and freshly revealed, so that you never miss the chance to uncover the treasure that might be waiting in your own pocket change. And now, as we close today's incredible journey through 5 ultra-rare Jefferson Nickels, remember this. Each coin we've revealed is more than just currency. It's a fortune, a legacy, and a hidden treasure chest disguised as something ordinary. These are not myths, not legends, but living proof that the smallest coin can hold the biggest reward. Stay tuned, because tomorrow we uncover even more treasures that could change everything for you. Here on Hidden US Coins, the hunt never stops, the truth never sleeps, and the next fortune might just be waiting in your very own pocket. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this treasure hunt into the world of rare Lincoln wheat pennies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay updated with the most valuable coins in today's market. Your support helps us grow and bring you more hidden coin secrets.